Good evening.
Good evening. It is Sunday. It is 8 o'clock, and that can mean only one thing.
Talking to it.
Hobby.
Oh my goodness. There's Ali Meek saying hello. I've not seen Ali Meek for a wee while.
I've not seen Ali Meek since Tuesday.
Well. He must be doing fine. Ladies and gentlemen,
Monday, actually. It's Monday.
Lovely to see you all joining us. Please keep sharing the show about. We love it when you do that. Let us know how you're getting on. Let us know what the weather's like. It's still cloudy and dreich up here in Shetland, but I hear you're having heat waves all over the place.
It's just too warm. You know, it's like 20 odd degrees here. I think our guest tonight has managed to get a tan in Glasgow.
Seriously?
He's almost looking like he should be working in the Middle East. He's that tanned.
I thought he had just been out of the shops or something.
Hey, it's Scottish skin. You mean you didn't get long?
Okay. Right.
He's Central Belt as well, so.
Aye, that's it. So what's been on this weekend? I've had quite a busy weekend. I was playing at a fundraiser for the S1s and S2s in the island of Unst, up in the very north of Shetland, that I teach at the school there, and they've got a school trip going to Glasgow. Now, that might not seem unusual to you going to Glasgow, but from Unst in the north of Shetland, that's like going to America or something. You know, it's the other side of the world.
Might cost the same.
Well, yeah, and you've got sun in there, so they're going to get a wee shock with that as well. The kids put on a dance. They danced all night. They had all their parents and grannies and aunties and uncles and everything there. And I think they raised about £1,000, which is magic.
Which will get them on the ferry.
Well, no, they've raised 5,000 or something between the two schools that are going, so it's really good.
Between the two kids that are going.
And then last night I was playing they have a lifeboat day for the 8th lifeboat. We've got 2 lifeboats up here. There's one in Lerwick and one in 8th at the other side. So it was lifeboat day yesterday. So we were playing a dance for that last night, and that was fantastic too. So it's all good. So you've been up to anything exciting, or you just been sunbathing?
Well, last week. I'm trying to remember what Monday it is, to be honest with you. No, it was last weekend I played a wedding.
Cool.
That was last Sunday. Not done a lot this week. It's been half term at work, so busy.
Right.
And then the sad announcement that another private school just not far from Strathallan is closing at the end of June after 93 years, something like that. Okay. So that all hands on deck on Friday after that announcement.
Okay. Oh, right.
But other than that, no, not a lot happening.
Brilliant. Well, there's lots of folk joining us tonight. That's magic. Keep sharing, people all over the shop. That'll be great. Other wee thing, Davey, that I've started, I was speaking to you about it earlier. Karen, my wife, and
Can we do this? Can we do this after the video?
Aye, sounds good to me. Let's have a tune first.
Here we go.
Here's a couple. There we go. Couple of wee pipe tunes there. The first march, a 4-part, 4/4. Peter Mackenzie 1 by Tom Muirhead.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, a tune that somebody sent me, a chap called Ian Bell from Dumfries. Ian sent me that tune he'd composed, and it's a tune called The Queen's Nurse. So there we go. A couple of 4/4s.
Now, folk may have seen on our social media pages that we've been posting about a new charity that we're supporting.
Yeah.
Peter, would you like to tell us a bit about this?
Yeah, well, I spoke to you about this yesterday before we did it, didn't I? And said,
yeah.
My wife Karen said the night before last, our little girl Grace has to go to Aberdeen for an operation on both her legs. She's getting them straightened, basically. and they have to break her legs and then plate them again and straighten them. So she's 9, and they're not going to straighten themselves.
If they're looking to save money, I'm sure that I can come and break her legs for her.
Yeah, I'm sure she'd be delighted. It's the putting them back together at the right angles that's the problem. But anyway, we go for that. Now, one of the big charities that's going to help out when we go down and things, well, I remember my wife, Karen, will probably go, but with Grace is the Archie Foundation, and you were saying the Archie Foundation's in Dundee as well, and various
all over. In Dundee, they actually built the brand new children's theatre suite, which was £2 million.
Fantastic. Well, so we thought, right, let's start fundraising. Through lockdown, I done a fundraiser for NHS Shetland, and then we done a fundraiser for yourself for Amy's charity.
That's correct. At Neonatal in Dundee, yeah.
And we raised a good bit of money for that as well. And we've not done one for a while, so what we thought was get a wee bit into the charity before we even have to go. So that's what we're raising money for. I'm going to be doing some concerts live on Facebook again every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, folks. I'll do about a month's worth, all free to you. Jump on, and the idea being is if anybody wants to make a wee donation, anything at all, is most thankful. We opened it 2 nights ago, and it's went past its target already, which is fantastic.
Yeah. So the target that they've asked for, because obviously through Just Giving, is £500. They're not doing too badly. They're at 771, which is not far off the 500. So if you can help out and get them further away from the 500, that'd be great.
That'd be magic. Yeah, we've done that in a day. But also, through Tartan Tuneside, and thanks to Davey here, who is a wonderful composer of pipe music, and I tend to work with the accordion side more than anything, we're going to, like we did for Amy's charity when we did that one, we're going to put some tunes up for auction. So we're going to put a couple of tunes each up for auction that you can name. And we'll put that towards the charity as well. More details of that will come out in the week or two, next week or two, because we're hoping to raise as much as possible for the Archie Foundation. Oh, there's Vi Todd saying she done a concert for the Archie Foundation just before lockdown. So that's what we'd like to do. And with Grace going, that would be a lovely thing to do. And she's fair chuffed already because it's exceeded its target, and it's something else for her to think about, so it's good.
The one thing I would like to just mention is that basic for those that don't kind of understand what's going on, basically Grace's feet are like that and slightly outwards. But apparently Santa Claus thought it'd be really funny to get some roller skates last Christmas, which I think, to be fair, I think he should be paying for this operation himself. Just because that's uncalled for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, her roller skates didn't really work when her toes went in the way, because it's kind of like skiing with your toes in the way. It doesn't work. There's Big Rab jumped on tonight, Rab Lemons. You know something? Thank you, Rab. Rab was one of the first people to share it and one of the first people to stick a donation in. Thanks, Rab. That's fantastic.
I think he missed a couple of zeros off his donation, though.
You what?
He missed a couple of zeros off his donation.
Rab, everything. Thank you, Rab. Thank you.
It's great.
Keep watching the Big Rab show, folks. Keep watching the Big Rab show. It's a cracker.
They did a fantastic job at Dollar recording the bands.
Not half. There was some great stuff on. Great stuff.
Here's a question. I'll get Craig to answer this question when he comes on as well, because he is a pipe band snare drummer as well. Yep. But what are the chances of two pipe bands from two sides of Scotland playing the same tune the same way, including a bloody chanter stop? What are the chances in game one?
Craig and I spoke about this last week at Orkney Folk Festival when we were standing through the back. And we said, what's the chances of that happening? It's weird.
Very weird.
Anyway, listen, we have got an amazing guest on for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A member of various folk groups, including this first one we're going to hear a track from before we bring him on. We've had a couple of members of this band on in the past.
We have.
It's the folk band super group, which is now NOS. They're turning up all over the place. and they're making wonderful music. I was fortunate enough to hear them doing a concert last week in Sandwick, in Orkney, not in Shetland for a change. Well, there is a Sandwick in Shetland too. I got a bit mixed up there. And then I saw them at the final concert on Sunday night there as well. But these guys just go on the stage and own it, so it's pretty cool. And the crowd was jumping. So it was really good night.
I'd just like to say again, this is probably the reason for that is probably because they had my wedding guitarist in
that's right. They had your wedding guitarist. That's right.
Who
and another person,
my wedding.
someone else that was on at the concert that night actually was Mary Rankin, the fiddle player from Canada, from Cape Breton. And Mary Rankin was actually one of the very, very, very first guests on Tartan Tunes right before I took it on myself, when I still did it through Canada. So I'd never met her. So that was really nice to meet somebody after 3 years that I'd never met. So let's go with a track for Norse, and then we'll bring Craig on and have a good old natter.
This is from their first album. It's Good Grief.
1, 2, 3.
Fantastic. And welcome, Mr. Craig Baxter. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Yeah, how are you guys? You well?
Oh,
Doing
yeah,
great,
we're
doing
great.
Good, thanks for having
Good to see you.
having
Good
me.
to see you. Magic wee set of tunes and magic set. Lots of nice comments come in, lots of folk watching here already. They said we're really looking forward to Craig coming on because he's really going to. Well, there you go. That's what Davey Cormac says.
Nice, David.
Yeah, so brilliant. No, it's great to see you. We've had a busy old week or two. You've had an even busier week or two. I saw you at the Orkney Festival. You had just come from Barbados.
Yes. It was quite a random one, that, but our friend Gina Leslie, that's from Orkney as well, and is in the band Fada, runs the Barbados Celtic Festival. So I'm very luckily asked us if we want to go this year. So it was great. A very, very surreal experience, and I got extremely sunburnt, but apart from that, it was it was great.
See, David, it wasn't doing the Clyde side.
It wasn't quite in Glasgow. Yeah.
Peter, I'm assuming you had the conversation with Gina at Orkney regarding us going to Barbados.
Absolutely. I mentioned that we would never we would force ourselves.
Yes,
we would
so
put
hard.
ourselves out of our way, and since it was her, but only because it was her would we even think about going to Barbados. Derek Owen says Barbados is his second home. I don't know what Derek's never paid him.
No. You can't hide money, can you?
No, there's something going on there, because every time Derek puts a comment on, he's in Saint-Tropez or blooming somewhere. So anyway, so you've had a busy old time. You've had time zones, everything going on. Tell us a wee bit about Barbados. Was it good? You enjoy it?
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, it's as I said, it's quite a surreal place to have a Celtic festival. But yeah, it was great, and I worked out there was all sorts of folk there. The Strathallan Schools pipe band was over as well. There was a Welsh male voice choir and all sorts of stuff. And it was a nice mix of stuff we got to do as well. We went into a couple of schools, and as well as doing the sort of folk band stuff. And myself and Connor Sinclair, he did a piping workshop, and I did a snare drumming workshop as well. I just did a lot of different things, and we had plenty of free time to do a bit of well, not really sightseeing, but sunbathing and happy houring as well. So it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you could have done the sunbathing and the drum workshop combined.
Yeah, it's kind of hard doing it vertically, but yeah, or horizontally. Yeah, sorry,
horizontally.
I'm sure it's been done a few times after contest in the past. It was great. And then you headed up to Orkney. Orkney's great as well. Great wee festival, and I love going to Orkney. It's great fun. You guys are kind of staple up there nearly every year, though, aren't you? Because it's kind of you're nearly like a local band because you've got the Orkney members. So.
Yeah, I think Graham and Aidan, obviously the two sort of founding members of the band are from there, obviously. So I think they've been going for. I think Graham's saying it's maybe his 10th or 11th one in a row, but we've been every year since I've been in the band. So I think maybe the second one we're going to have a year off next year, but it's been a great.
Is it an unwritten rule that if you have 50% membership of Arcadians, you kind of get a free pass? Is that how it works?
I think so.
Well, that's what it's been so far. So I'm not sure if it works for next year, but hopefully, because I love going. So
fantastic festival, and I see Joe Nicholson coming on there. Joe's in Orkney, and I had never met him. I'd seen him all these years on doing other shows and things, and he walked into the Ferry Inn, and this fellow walked over and said, "Oh, it's you boys," and it was Joe. So it was really nice to meet Joe in the flesh, and a lot of other people. It's amazing when you're doing the show and you've not met people. I was speaking there about Mary Rankin earlier on, and I'd never met her in 3 years, and then here we turned up at a show together. So it was really good fun. That show was a really nice mixture of stuff, and it was really a cracking wee show. Did you find then, was there quite a big, in Barbados, I'm interested in that, the drum workshops, etc., was there quite a big uptake in that there?
Well, I think obviously the Strathallan guys were over, and then I think as part of the festival, they sort of have a pipe band parade on the Saturday, so I think a few sort of pipe band, and there's a few guys from the Reading Scottish pipe band, the guys from Northern Ireland and stuff, so they kind of come out and combine their holiday with taking part in the festival. So, and as well as that, there was a few members of the Barbados Defence Force, so military band, so more like Martin stuff.
It's quite interesting you're talking about the Strathallan, of course, because that ties in with our guest 2 weeks ago, Ian McDonald, the piper we had on, because Ian went to Strathallan School. Am I right in saying
No. He's getting
Oh no, he didn't. He didn't. He went to
Queen Vic's.
Queen Vic's. So
Peter's getting confused that I work at Strathallan.
you're at Strathallan.
It's only a few miles. It's not that far.
Yeah,
Aye, so it's Strathallan. So it's like Craig Muirhead that had them all out there then.
Yeah, there was Craig, and then there was Josh Fraser that plays at Johnston, and Kyle Howie as well, and then David Richardson for the drummers. So
Oh yeah, we've had some of these guys on the show before.
yeah. So they were all there enjoying themselves as well. So yeah, they had to look after all the kids, whereas we had to just look after ourselves. So
Barbados isn't a
That's
very big.
difficult.
Is Barbados a big place? Is it a big place, Barbados, or is it?
Well, I didn't know this before, but it's actually very similar geographically to Orkney. Is what I found.
Right.
So yes, it's but I think in Orkney they have like 20,000 people live there, and then in Barbados there's 350,000 people. So it's quite a busy place.
Yeah.
But it's not that
Well,
large. Yeah.
Actually, and the 2 days going to be quite fun. Quickly go. Orkney is 990 square kilometres.
Yeah.
Barbados is 430 square kilometres.
No
It's
way.
half the
Holy.
size.
Oh,
Half the
right, that's
size.
what I was just saying.
And
There you
it's
go.
got about 10 times the amount of people.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
Yeah.
Imagine a session out there. There can't be much room to breathe.
Yeah, you can get a seat definitely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Right. Listen, we're going to have another bit of music and then we'll come back and we're going to talk about your career and how it started and all that. Because obviously you've mentioned pipe band drumming and things there, but that wasn't what we highlighted in that last video. It was you playing Baran.
Or this next one.
What's this? Oh, this next one. But we'll start speaking about pipe bands and things after that as well, and see
Maybe.
what happens. Tell us, what have we got next? Remind me.
We have a video that's been shown about 4 times on Tartan Tunes because we've had other guests on it, or we've had it on the Trad Awards preview show as well.
This has to be one of the most popular, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone asks for it as well.
Well,
And
if I knew
it's
something else, I didn't know. I didn't
no,
realize.
it's fine.
No,
It's
that's
the-
great. It's-
It's the Sweetheart Reels by Trip. So yeah,
Fine. There we go.
here we go.
I can listen to it 100 times, Davey. Don't worry. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so drivey.
I did forget that was a Kyle Howe video.
Yeah.
Until the last second, I was like, oh,
So
yeah,
there we go.
As you mentioned, you're not talented at all, so that's why you started a pipe band drummer.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, great. Nice.
Do you want to tell us about how you started and the way you started in that, Craig?
Yeah.
And by the way, Craig, he didn't say that to Doug Maxwell when he was on.
Yeah, I bet you did.
No, I said he was a fifer.
That's as bad. Right.
But yeah, no, I started when I was I think about 10 years old, just in my local band. I'm from Clipmanager, just outside Stirling. So I started with the Royal Borough Stirling band there. I was when I was about 10 or so, and then I played with them in grade 4B, and then in their 3B and 3A band under Ian Russell was the first guy that was kind of teaching me. He's from a fifer as well, and then George Wall, who's who I think only stepped down from the Stirling band last year, and that was great. And then I think it was 2013. I joined the National Youth Pipe Band while I was still playing with Stirling, and started doing the concerts and all that with them. And then I think between 2013 and 14 seasons, I went and joined Fife Police Pipe Band after that with Mick O'Neill, and then played with them till about 2017. It was last year I competed. So and that by that time the sort of Baran and folk band stuff has started to take over a bit. So I've had a sabbatical from competing with pipe bands till then. So
because that's the thing, you went to the conservatoire.
That's right.
On the trad degree.
Yeah. So I started there. I started the degree in 2016. So I went as a snare drummer as my first instrument, and kind of that's kind of when I started to take the band a bit more seriously, because I didn't really play it at all. But then I was kind of thinking, I might need a second instrument, and obviously with the snare drum you can't really play it with anything apart from the pipes.
Anyone?
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of why I started to do Baran, and then by the time I was kind of at the end of second year, it just ended up that I was doing Baran more than snare drum. And in first year that we started like trip and stuff like that. So
do you recommend to any pipe band drummers actually wanting to make money in drumming to learn the Baran?
Yeah, to learn anything else. Yeah. Definitely.
Anything at all. No, learn the djembe.
Lots of pipe band drummers that there's quite a lot of kit players and things like that are out playing even in rock bands and jazz bands and stuff. And, it's a way to do it, isn't it? It's not. But do you not think the basics, the rudiments that you learn in pipe band drumming can be so used in whatever genre you want to go into? You've learned a skill that's amazing and a discipline that's just there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because I think with it, pretty much any other type of drumming compared to pipe band drumming is a lot. It's not necessarily more simple, but with pipe band drumming, you play more than a drum kit player plays, or any other percussionist sort of plays. So once you learn all the rudiments and all the different combinations of stuff that you need to know for pipe band drumming, then all you have to do is kind of simplify it or change it stylistically for whatever other type of drumming. So it gives you a great head start for most other types of percussion, I'd say, definitely.
So that's the thing, the pipe band drumming does time signatures that any other drummer would just kind of turn the nose up. I mean, you're talking 3/4s, 9/8s, and not being a kind of jig time, and 5/4s, and like drummers kind of look at it and going, "What? Those numbers are the wrong way around." Do you find that when you're teaching non-pipe band drummers, they kind of have a similar sort of response to it when you've got the 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 or 1 2 3 and kind of rhythm? Do you think they have a bit more of a respect for pipe band drummers because of that, or do you think the jokes are still there?
I think the jokes will always be there. But, I think it's interesting. The way all of the stuff that pipe band drummers play is obviously all related to pipe tunes. So when drummers kind of come at it from another angle, where they're just approaching it purely rudimentally, and I'm thinking about having to phrase all these rudiments to a tune. I think that's kind of where it gets really different. And then when I think when other drummers have a go at pipe band scores, and then actually how interpret how we actually have to phrase them to match pipe tunes, then that's kind of where they go, oh, this is a really different thing, and maybe respect it a bit more. I don't know.
It's interesting, David, you're saying about that. The 3/4 thing just brought back a thing to me. I mean, there's a lot of new time signatures have come into piping over the years. Like when you're talking about 5/4s and stuff like that. The 3/4 marches and the 9/8s were in the go for years and years. But even to this day, and I remember having a conversation with a school music teacher who was a piper for the instrument for exam, and they can't get the grasp of why a march is in 3/4. Why is a march in 3/4? And they look at the way it's written out, and they're like, "How do I get this? This doesn't make sense." It makes sense to us as pipers, but
to be fair, the Green Hills is written wrong.
Is it?
Mm.
So what? The intro notes shouldn't have been the intro notes, or?
There is no intro notes in the Green Hills. That's the problem. So you've got the A and B, the dum ba bra. The beat note should be the C. So it should Anna Crucial should be the A. Dum ba bra da dum ba da. Yeah, it's written wrong. All 3/4s are written wrong.
There we go.
Ooh, that's one for the big rap show. One for the big rap show. We don't want anything to do with that. That sounds like
conversation already. Very deep.
Sounds like it. Anyway, listen, we're going to have another video here. This is a video, isn't it, that you done through lockdown, highlighting.
Oh yes, yeah. Is it the
both pipe band drumming and baran playing?
Yes, yeah. That's right. It was like it was my last year at uni, and then obviously that was towards the end of it. That was kind of interrupted by the whole COVID thing. So very quickly our recitals were going from being just in person as they'd always been to online. And I'd always kind of mucked about with doing the salute to Max Rain, the famous Alex Duthert fanfare, just like as a kind of warm up thing when I was playing Baran. And so I thought I was kind of stuck for things to do for this online recital. So I did them both.
I wasn't laughing at anything you were saying there. I was laughing at Ali Meek's comment of you're going to start a war.
I was hoping I hadn't said anything at the time.
No, I was thinking you're going to start a war. We're back to the 3/4 matches. I shouldn't have brought it up.
The good thing is, Craig, as much as the whole lockdown and COVID thing was really, really terrible for everyone, you wouldn't have been able to do this live.
No. Well, yeah, unless I got a pipe band drummer to play it.
Where's the point of that? Yeah. Or you could use a loop. The only other way you could do it would be using a loop pedal, but even then that wouldn't have worked.
Oh yeah,
because it's.
I'm hopeless.
So different. This is fantastic. I was watching this earlier, and it's a fantastic arrangement you've done. It's magic.
Let's have a listen to Alex Duthert's salute.
1, 2, 3, 4.
forgot to put that bit then.
No, it's brilliant. I don't know how you manage to get so much energy into a drum pad and a baran. It's incredible.
No, dude, it is. Yeah, I was just thinking back on it. Yeah, it took a long time to get both things right, and it was a very frustrating process. But it's nice to have the video to show for it at the end anyway.
Oh no, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. So you went for right. So pipe band. We'll be coming back to pipe band drumming, obviously, because we're coming back to it. The baran then. So you got into baran. Was it self-taught, or were you picking stuff up somewhere, or somebody helping you, or?
Well, when I very first got into it, one of my music teachers at school, Miss McFarlane, she knew David Foley from the band Rura because they'd been at RCS at the same time. So I remember going to him for a lesson. I think I was maybe in like the summer, just at the end of my 5th year of high school, and I had the lesson, and then kind of didn't really do much again for best part of a year probably, and then I went back and got a couple of lessons from Martin O'Neill, who ended up actually teaching me again at RCS, but he kind of gave me so I had the lesson from David and a couple of lessons from Martin just to kind of get the technique and the basics, and then in between then and then getting lessons again at uni, I kind of just figured stuff out myself, and then it was only when I started to take it as my second instrument, which was I think was my second year of uni, then I got Martin O'Neill again. And then switched to my first instrument. I was getting more regular tuition from him. So Martin's who's taught me the most. But I kind of had a playing myself.
I don't know if I'm right in saying this or not, but over the years, like pipe bands, the standard has come up and up and up, and so is drumming, etc. But I think baran playing has too. I think baran playing's got better and better and better.
Yeah.
That thing of dreaded feeling as a solo instrument player, like I am myself, like playing the accordion. You used to go and sit down at a folk festival and think of a wee session, you were instantly surrounded by about 30 baran players, all battering away, and it sounded like something out of a Western film, and you were waiting for it to rain at any moment in time. But all of a sudden, somebody thought, wait a minute, this can be musical and useful as well. And I think that's where it's changed. It's really changed for somebody just sitting battering along in a beat. It's all of a sudden become a sophisticated instrument, which is absolutely amazing to see.
Yeah, I think like relative to all the other instruments that are in sort of trad music, accordion, pipes, and fiddle or whatever, I think the way it's kind of modernized has been a lot more recent than any other instrument. Like I think most other instruments are kind of played the same as they were, and maybe the styles have got a bit more modern. But the way barans are made and played now are only really, I say that's only really happened in the last sort of 20 or 30 years. So kind of relative to other instruments, it's happened a lot more recent. The way like changing tone with your left hand, and the instrument's being made in a lot more of a modern way. So that's
absolutely. Because I mean, at one point in time, 35 years ago, they were very useful as trampolines for pygmies and things like that. but now that's maybe not politically correct, Davey. I'm sorry, but now I just love the baran when you hear it played properly. And I mean, even like last week then, when we're sitting down and you were playing on stage, and Graham, my drummer, turned around to me and said, "Not my drummer, the drummer in
My
the
drummer."
My God. Right. But Graham said to me, now there is what a baran should sound like, and I can listen to that, and that's what it's all about, that's great.
So yeah.
For those that are interested, we can call them pygmies, but not midgets.
Yeah. It's cleared up.
Oh, Jesus. Oh no, did they play 3/4 marches though?
Oh no,
Pygmies and midgets.
Yeah, we don't know.
Is Hi Ho by the Seven Dwarfs not a 5/4? 5/4, 5/4, it's soft.
But it's just reminded me of the joke one of the school kids told me the other day about the two cannibals eating a clown, and one said to the other, "Does this taste a bit funny to you?"
Just while we're on jokes, the best one I've heard is you hear about the boy who was getting was hitchhiking, and the car stops, and he gets in, and he goes, why did you pick me up? Do you not think I might be like a serial killer or something? And he's looked at the guys down and says, what's the chances of both of us being serial killers? Yeah.
Certainly. Anyway, so the brand playing started about. Is that when you started getting like asked to go along to more sessions and play bands and things like that? Because not everybody's looking for a pipe band snare drummer, are they? I mean,
well, yeah.
Anyone's looking for a pipe band snare drummer.
well, your pipe band is. Your pipe band would.
We are actually, yeah.
Yeah, apart from the pipe band. But, yeah, like I was saying earlier, I was maybe a bit more proactive about that myself because it was kind of when I knew I'd got into the RCS, so like halfway through my last year of high school, I was starting to have those thoughts of like, I don't think anyone will be looking for a pipe band drummer. So that's when I started to play it a bit more. And then I was just, I think the thing that kind of spurred me on the most, it was just by chance when we got put in our like halls, just on my floor next door to me was Isla Callister, who plays fiddle and trip. And then further down the hall was Rory Matheson and Michael Biggins, who played in the band as well. And then Tiernan Cadell, our flute player, he was the floor below. So we kind of all just met each other just right at the start, and we were all just started having sessions and stuff. And then
so you didn't really even have to leave your room. You could just
that was it, exactly.
open the door and practice. It was fine.
Yeah. You just go to each other's rooms. Yeah, so I think kind of starting playing with those guys made me start playing a lot more. And then and then after a couple of months, we started the band trip, and then it just kind of went on from there. And definitely all the way through first year, we were going to the sessions at the Ben Nevis and Lismore and all the rest of it. So I think the combination of the band and the sessions kind of really got the ball.
You're still working with Trip sometimes now, are you? You still?
Yeah. So it's, I think all the way through uni because we were doing uni, and I think everyone in the band kind of like Rory's in Farah, and Michael has the Canny band, Isla has Heisk, and we all have like another project. So and there's 6 of us as well, so it's kind of hard to get us all in the one place at the one time. But we do as much as we can. We did Shetland and the Sky Live festivals last month, and then we've got another 3 festivals in July. So we try and do as much as we can. But just for having 6 of us, it's always harder to get us together.
Again, so as I said to those budding pipe band drummers, if you want to earn money playing the drums, play brand.
I wouldn't say it's better than like sort of like being a doctor or a lawyer, but slightly better than drumming anyway. Yeah.
And you're playing full time. And making a living out of music, and you're also tutoring drumming and baran as well, aren't you?
Yeah. So I don't have any regular teaching in schools or whatever, but just do the whenever anyone asks for any private lessons, I'm always happy to do them. And then that's kind of what the most pipe band drumming I do now. Like we were out me and a few guys were out working with the City of Basel pipes and drums in April, and so just doing bits and pieces like that. The odd workshop, and I've occasionally done stuff for the National Youth Pipe Band even after I've left. So
on the back of the City of Basel pipes and drums, did you go to the Star Grill?
The Star? No, I don't think we did. No, we went to a few very interesting places on our nights off in Basel, but not that wasn't one of them. But yeah,
Star Grill is a staple for the guys and girls of the Basel tattoo.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So where the tattoo is held is literally a hop and a skip and a jump to the Star Grill.
Oh, right, okay.
So, yeah.
I think I remember going to McDonald's in Basel, and it was about the dearest McDonald's I've ever had in my life.
Really nice stuff.
Yeah. Because when we're there, the actual workshop is I think it's kind of in this really sort of nice wooden lodges that are kind of near a barn? Yeah, I think so. So you're away in the countryside, but you have your kind of first night and last night in Basel, and you're when it's your turn to get around, it's quite eye-watering, but it's a great city. Apart from that,
if you ever manage to get yourself onto the Basel tattoo, you'll see a difference in the price when the cash bar opens.
Yeah, I'd love to do it just for that. Yeah, we did the winter one, the Christmas tattoo. Twice.
Oh yeah, with the Youth Pipe Band.
It was with the National Youth Pipe Band, and I think I was 14 or 15. So. Alice was quite strict about us not going to the cash bar at the time, unfortunately.
Yeah. The cash bar goes from like 15 francs a beer to 5 francs a beer.
Amazing.
Which is how much? How much is that though?
Too much.
Yeah,
still too much.
3 or 4 quid, maybe 5 francs. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit more reasonable.
Yeah, it sounds like Norway. I remember one of my friends. We were sitting in the bar, and he said, you don't really see spirits much for sale even in the bars in Norway because they're so expensive. And he said, I need a whiskey. And the guy said, a what? A whiskey? All right. And he went away through the back and he kind of came through brushing dust off. Yeah, it was really like that.
Oh,
and he poured this slither in the bottom. And the guy went, that's not a whiskey. He said, that's what we put. I said, well, you better make it a double. And it was 22 quid or something.
oh no.
Oh, no.
And it was grouse.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. But
So you said the flute player in Trip is called?
Tiernan and Carell, yeah, that's
And that is our next video.
yeah, that's right. It's seamless.
David, the master of
Seamless.
links. The master is segue.
Speaking of link roles, it's Ali Hutton playing guitar, who also we've had,
Oh, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
who's also a band player,
He is, yeah.
and
Jack of all trades.
up until recently forgot that he was on the Country File soundtrack.
Oh,
Really? There we
It's
go.
Duncan Chisholm on the soundtrack, and he forgot he was playing Baran on it because it was so long ago. Apparently,
well, what reminded him? Did he get a royalties check or something like that?
no, he heard it and went, "That's me playing."
Oh.
Very unique playing style.
Ooh,
So yeah, let's have this set of jigs. Here we go.
right. Fantastic. James Kinnear said it's a funny tempo.
Funny type. No, he said funny tempo here. I don't know. Maybe it's a 9/8.
I can assure you the boys were trying their best.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a funny tempo.
I did like Ali's post though, saying that his guitar playing is better than listening to him test pipe reads for 8 hours.
I hope he's seen that.
Yeah, Ali
imagine testing pipe reads for 8 hours. Must be daunting.
Yeah, not for me.
I hope not.
Me either. Jesus. Go on, sorry, David.
Okay, that was a segue into another conversation, but it's fine. Go for it.
Segue in, because I think you're probably going for the same segue as I was.
Yeah, so what you've played in all pipe band days, including grade 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you mentioned earlier,
Great minds think alike, exactly where I was going.
Well, you mentioned you played for a little band called the Fife Police.
Mm-hmm, that's right, yeah.
Under Mick O'Neill, and at the time, Dougie Murray?
Yes, it was Dougie Murray the whole time I was there,
yeah. Dougie Murray of Cooper. Fantastic solo player.
Yeah.
And a trucker, I believe. He drives trucks.
Yeah, I think you could be right. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Haulage.
It was a joy to be parked up next to him at night time when you got the pipes out, just when you were trying to get a kip.
So on the back of the kind of conservatoire thing, where most pipers, drummers go to a grade 1 band, why Fife? Because obviously there's a hell of a commute there from Glasgow to Carden Den.
Is that where the band practiced? Is it Carden Den?
Carden Den, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, I think when I joined the band, I was still in either fourth or fifth year at school.
Okay.
So I was still staying in Clackmannanshire then. So it was
right. Okay.
Yeah, and I think I'm trying to think of the reason it was. I think what it was, I was playing in the National Youth Pipe Band, and then one of the guys, Daniel Luby, who was the lead drummer of the band, of the Youth Pipe Band, he was playing with Fife that year, and I think he just mentioned that Mick was maybe looking for some more like younger guys to try it with the core. So I think I just sent him a message and went along from then. But yeah, so I was still staying in Clackmannanshire at the time, so it was kind of my mum or dad that was tasked with. I think it was about a 45-minute each way drive.
Was it Clackmannan you were brought up in then, Craig? Was it?
Yeah. So I was born in Stirling, and then when I was about 5, we moved to Menstrie in Clackmannanshire. So just about 10 minutes outside Stirling, kind of equidistant between Stirling and Alloa. So yeah, from there. But yeah,
another dance band drummer, a fellow called Duncan Burns, that came from that area, and Duncan played double bass and all that. He was from Menstrie. He was a shipper as well.
Yeah,
and then I remember going to play at the Burns Supper in Clackmannan one year, and I was invited there was a joiner's business, the Dawsons, were there, and I remember staying with them and going to play at Burns Supper one year. It was weird. And Jack Delaney, of course, was in that area as well.
Yeah, that's what I know. One of my mum's a teacher in Alva Academy, and one of her friends, Susan Penman, who taught with her, is now married to John Delaney.
Oh yes, the bass player.
Yeah,
double bass.
So yeah, I've met him a few times. A lovely guy as well. So
a good bass player as well.
Yeah, he's a great band. Yeah, that's it. But yeah.
All right. So, and then, of course, another wee connection there. Reid Maxwell said he came from Carden Den, didn't he?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I think is that maybe where Dysart and stuff used to.
Yeah,
Dysart. Yeah, the Dundonald Institute is where Dysart played.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah. So I think I spent 4 or 5 years of my life going to Carden Den at least 2 or 3 times a week. But
so did you do the same as me then? I went from 3A to grade 1. I've never played in grade 2 in my life. And,
done the same. Yeah,
but it's funny. So did you find the jump big?
Yeah, because I think there was a sort of mix up when I went, because I've kind of always been the same height I am and looked a bit older than I am. So I think when I joined the band, I was actually 15. And I don't think anyone in the band really knew, but there was a sort of, in the small print in the rules that if you're to be in the Fife Police Band, you had to be 16. And Mick 16 because of the size I was. And then when I put in the my registration form, the band manager came back to Mick and was like, "Oh, he can't play until halfway through the season." And so I couldn't. For some reason,
really, did they stop you from playing? Did they?
Yes, I couldn't go
For
to.
Pete's sake.
Yeah,
Oh,
but actually, it kind of worked in my favor a wee bit because I think I remember just going to the band and being very, very nervous, and it was all a very new thing. So I ended up kind of going to Mick privately, just at his house, and it was so good of Mick to give up the time. He would take me like once every kind of fortnight and go through the stuff, and then I kind of went in, kind of went into the band kind of in June because my birthday's in 15th of June, so it was just before Forest. And I remember being like incredibly nervous, and the guys kept coming up to me asking why I was so pale in the final tune. And Mick's an incredibly just brilliant, a brilliant guy, and his man management is fantastic. But I remember being really, really nervous, and he obviously saw how nervous I was, and he came up to me in final tuning and sort of just like grabbed me by the head like this, and it just went, "Settle down," really loudly.
I think I was there. I think I heard them.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my memory of my first competition. So yeah, so the sort of 2014 was a sort of transitional year, and then from 15 onwards, I think because I'd had that sort of transition year in 14, it made the jump a bit more manageable. So, yeah.
It always amuses me when you see all the police pipe bands nowadays. You remember when at one point in time there was a height restriction to get in the police.
That's right, yeah.
And there was definitely a few players sneaked in. Sometimes that were maybe a couple of inches under the. That was.
Has anyone heard from Eric Ward?
I wasn't going to mention anything.
That was the first person that came to mind as well. Yeah.
Eric was fantastic with Strathclyde Police and.
Oh yeah, I love this style.
Brilliant. That's what done so well for them. But we are going to hear your last. Was this your last performance?
Is it 2017?
Yeah, it does that one.
Yes.
Yeah, this is my retirement performance. Yeah,
your swan song.
Yeah,
and this is the.
Turned out to be. Yeah.
Did you get shouted at before this one?
I probably did, but not for probably just for making
different reason.
Yeah, just mistakes I made. Yeah.
So we have the Fife Police Pipe Band medley 2017.
The Wee Man from
Sky.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with this year's medley from Fife Police.
Oh yes.
Which they finish off with the fairy dance and all the chatter stopping.
Yes. I just listened to that. Yeah.
Have you listened to Inverness yet?
I think that happened when we were in Barbados. So I was sharing a room with Connor Sinclair, and we were going through all the new stuff. So yeah.
So are Inverness playing the fairy dance as well?
Yeah, same tune, same break.
So they're both playing the same reel.
Yep.
But I think Fife definitely came up with it first. I'm positive.
Gee whiz, that's amazing. Chances of that though.
That's what I'm saying. Two different coasts, and I wouldn't have thought Grade 1 bands kind of discuss what they're playing with each other.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. Because you think if they did, they both would do.
It's nothing new. I've stopped many times over the years, but I was never supposed to.
Not at the same time as everyone else. Yeah. I think I have.
To be fair, if you're watching us playing at Aberdeen at the Europeans, you might see me stopping as well. It's that part of the tune. So yeah, here we go. Here's the Fife medley from 2017.
Fantastic. Must be great to be part of a big ensemble sound like that.
Oh yeah, it was just even just watching that. Yeah, it was nice to remember all the good times of the band, and it's hard to beat that feeling, especially at the end of a performance, because so much goes into it. And there's also a lot of, you guys will know as well, there's a lot of pressure, because you know there's however like 30 other guys, and you're all practicing just for that, and you know you're the guy that makes the mistake, and and when you get through any performance, it's a great relief at the end. You know, a nice feeling.
So for those that are interested, in that performance we had a 9th for piping, a 9th for piping.
Look, David's found the results.
A 4th for drumming.
Ah, that's not bad. Okay, I'll take the 4th. Yeah.
An 11th for ensemble.
Oh, we got buried in the song.
And then a 9th overall in both the medley and as a band in the table. 9th overall.
Yeah, I think the year before, I think we managed to get a 2nd in drumming, and we like snuck into the top 6 at the World for the first time. So that was, I think we went more crazy about getting a 6th place than whoever won went for getting first.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say that though, but that's what an achievement, an amazing achievement to get into the top 6 in the world, because the standards through the roof.
Yeah.
So I mean, 30 years ago it was a different standard altogether, but now to get in there and be there with that, a real good achievement. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It must be fantastic to, as you say, have the memories of doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's what I really look back on fondly about like the time I spent with the band, because I think when we were when I first joined, we were kind of like averaging about eighth and ninth, and then over the years we all just kind of kept improving and never won any majors or that, but kind of managed to consistently like in around the top 6. So it was really nice to be part of that sort of progression, and they're still there now and building on it. So
nice and a nice band, nice sound. Always had a nice band, really good.
Yeah, good times.
Would you ever go back pipe band to get time?
Yeah, well, that's the only thing stopping me. Yeah, because I didn't stop doing it because I wasn't enjoying it. I still love doing it, but and the thing is, I could still make the practices in the I could do all the boring stuff and make the practices in the winter. But it pretty much just got to 2018, and then with the 2 folk bands, the Austin trip, we were just getting gigs booked in on the same day as the competitions. And when I'm doing that for work, I kind of
absolutely. Totally understandable. Because for all you folks out there that don't know, I mean, pipe band is you don't make any money playing pipe band. You lose money. It's purely for the hobby of it and doing it, and it's for the thrill. I don't think people realise that sometimes when a band goes looking for somewhere to practice or anything like that, that nobody's making money. It's like they seem to think it's like it's a big making money thing, and it's not even like the old days. Mind the wee bands used to go out and you got paid for gala days and things like that and all that. But these kind of events didn't really even exist to the same extent nowadays.
No,
but
that's it.
Yeah, it's difficult. So it took you on to segueing again. Norse, that group got together. So that was after Trip and all that. Trip was the first band, was it?
Yeah. So with Trip, we're all pretty much the same age, or we were the same year at uni. And I think Norse had probably they just about started. Because I think they started as Graham and Aidan as a duo, because obviously they were at school together and stuff. And all the other guys in the band are 2 years older than me, so they were in 3rd year when I was in 1st year of uni. So they had another band player for about a year, and then he left, and I came into the band when I was like in 2nd year. So so they kind of been a 4-piece for a year, and Graham had been playing as a duo for.
I mean, that's kind of taken off, and you've just brought a new album out again with Ross.
Yeah, so it's the 3rd album we've done as a 4-piece, Stretched Skyward, and it came out on the 12th of May there. So it was nice to get that out, and we're kind of did a lot of the new stuff for the first time at Orkney there, and then we've got a bit of a tour in this month. So
you're going to this month. Where's the best place for folk to grab that album? Is it on Bandcamp and things? And
Bandcamp or just on our
website. Pop onto the website and find it there. So but certainly the band was on fire. The only thing that I admire and totally take my hat off to you is how Graham, how you cope with him playing the fiddle the right way around and every other instrument the other way around and wrong. I don't understand how he does that. It just beats me.
It doesn't make any sense to us either. And
it's even the mandolin, which is like strung the same as a fiddle, and he plays it. I don't know how he does it.
Any sense? I think in every single gig we've done in 6 years, someone asks him why he does that at every single gig, and he doesn't.
Yeah, and somebody told me at the weekend they'd asked him, and he just said, "Well, it just kind of the way it happened."
I'd like to apologise to any Arcadians watching for that poor attempt at an accent.
I thought it was
it wasn't bad, actually. It was quite good. I surprised myself there, actually.
Still need to apologise because somebody will get offended.
No. But no, it's amazing. But a great band. And then, of course, you've got a pipe band comrade in there as well with Connor being in the band. And, of course, you can still speak about the old days together sometimes.
That's it, yeah. The other Aidan and Graham were laughing at us because we were sitting at the beach bar at the hotel in Barbados, and we're listening to the new Inverness Fife medleys from the dollar competition. They're like, "Why are you doing that?" We're like, "I don't know. It's just nice to keep your hand in." But
I'm still the same. I've been up here in Shetland for nearly 30 years, and I still like to keep up with the results.
That's it. Yeah, you always keep a look at it. Yeah, but Connor's obviously he's still a lot more involved than I am he's prolific with the solo stuff. So. It's
quite an amazing thing because he doesn't play much pipes at all in Norse at all, does he? I mean, really.
No, I think he has a theory that it would kind of interrupt his competition playing if he started trying to do.
Well, fair enough.
Maybe,
fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm hopefully going to get him on as a guest some night as well. I spoke to him, and it'd be really good to hear his views on that and what he was saying, because it's really interesting. Because he's a talented chap. He's a very talented fellow.
Ridiculous.
We are going to have another NOS track, aren't we?
We are. Is that last track on the list for a reason?
I don't think so. I think it was just
No. Sorry. I'm just being Peter.
Oh, sorry. I think it would be
the last one. What did we have before? We had Keith.
No. The one after that on the list.
Well, the very last one. It was just one that Craig sent in that he really liked.
That's fine.
That was the one he really liked. The one he really liked.
Perfect.
Yes.
So
right.
yeah.
Remember, we started our new thing.
Yeah, just checking. So here's Keith Hill from your latest album, and we'll come back and speak to you a bit more.
Nice.
Very good.
Who's playing bass?
The bait. So on the last two albums, we've had James Lindsay that plays Breivik and
That's what it is.
a bit. So yeah, that's James. The
amazing. That was a very rock star type video as well, wasn't it? It was very atmospheric.
Yeah, I think we managed to get some funding from Creative Scotland, so we thought we'd push the vote out. Yeah, get it on
And
there.
I noticed something there. I'm sure I saw Aiden standing still for a minute.
No, I don't. You must be mistaken.
No,
He never does that. He never does that. So.
No, that's it.
Unless he's sitting down.
Yeah.
No,
Like at my
brilliant.
wedding.
Great band, and it must be great fun out on the road with the lads. You all seem to get on really well and have a good pattern crack going. That's good.
Okay, no, they're great lads.
I think I've got Aiden up beside me before very long, actually. I think he's coming up with Manran to play at the Tall Ships at Cullibo, Mile of the Yell.
Yeah. It's like end of July, is it?
It's a shame it's in July, actually. The schools are closed. The school I'm teaching in just now, I could have had them along and they would have outnumbered the number of pupils.
You still could.
Yeah, I'll try and arrange something.
That'd be great, yeah. Absolutely.
Craig, it's been fantastic having you on tonight.
It's been a brilliant show.
When Peter said he was getting another drummer on, I was like, oh, no, not another drummer. But no, all joking aside, it's been fantastic. Just hearing
it's been a great show.
The pipe band side and the Baran playing, it's brilliant. But as Peter mentioned previously,
and also that Craig's a very nice guy as well.
Oh, yes. You didn't have to.
That checks in the post. But as we mentioned previously on the show, we are asking our guests for their favourite track that's not theirs. And do you want to tell us a bit about the track you've chosen to kind of play out tonight?
Or something they like. It doesn't have to be their ultimate favourite.
Yeah,
just in case it was a love song or something that you didn't really want to play to us.
So Westlife, is that?
I guess I didn't necessarily go for favourite track, but favourite player. So John Joe Kelly, who's the Brown player with Fluke, is probably the guy who had outside like Martin and Neil and the other guys that have taught me and stuff, is the guy that I would have listened to and wanted to play like the most. So I had a bit of a trawl through all the videos of him on YouTube, and I was going to pick one of his solos actually, but they all tend to be about 8 or 9 minutes long, so I don't know if it was very show friendly for this. So I think I went for a track.
I don't know if Davey could have handled that.
Yeah, exactly. I would have picked that, but instead I picked a track, Wrong Foot Forward, which is just I think it's a 7/8 and then a couple of reels from the band Fluke, which are one of my favorite bands to listen to. But John Joe Kelly is the man.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This includes the infamous pipe tune by Gordon Duncan, "Press for Time."
Unless I picked that one instead, I think
you did pick that one. Yeah.
Okay, well in that case, it is that. Okay, yeah.
Let's just start again. So "Press for Time" by
what's that? I was kind of really torn between those two videos. I am convinced that I sent you the other one, but they're both great.
Blame Peter. Peter. But no, again, thanks so much for joining us, Craig. And
thank you.
Good luck in the future, and no doubt we'll see you at some point. I'll probably see you piping live at some point.
I hope so. Yeah. No, thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.
Craig, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, Fluke.
Take care, sir, man. Cheers. Great track.
This is not us using other TV shows videos.
Great show tonight. Great show.
Peter,
Thoroughly
you
enjoyed
can't
it.
say that. We're the presenter. We can't be biased.
Oh,
We are biased. We can't be more biased.
that was great though. Look at this. Look what's just happened here in Shetland. The sun has come out. The sun is setting down. Can you see it? It's shining in and blinding me here. It's
I know you
setting
can't see
down
it.
the back of the hill. What a time of the day to come out, eh? 9:30 at night, and the sun's just come out and going to go down the back of a hill. You can't win.
Sorry, I'm just trying to do branch admin as well. Yeah, no,
was
fantastic.
I really enjoyed the show. Really enjoyed the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the show too. And we'll hopefully see you next week at 8 o'clock again. Next week, we have something just a little bit different again for you.
We have Craig Baxter, the brand player from No, that's this week.
No, we've had him. We've had him tonight. We've had him tonight. No, we're not, he's not getting back that quick. No.
Fair enough.
At least when I meet Craig next week, I'll be able to say, yeah, I remember Craig being on. Mind when I met Aidan in the band and said, I'll have to get you on the show. And he said, I was on a fortnight ago. That wasn't good. That was a bad mistake to make. Never mind. Anyway, so fantastic. Brilliant. Yeah, next week, I've been out scouting, you see, at Orkney, and I met Craig and I nabbed
Skiving.
Next week, we've got a really interesting act on. It's a band I met and ended up out playing on Sandy on the island with, and it's a band called Vri, spelled V-R-I. Now, the three lads for Wales, most incredible singers, fantastic harmony Welsh voices for you, and great fiddle players and viol, and there was a cello. 2 violins and a cello. They play all the Welsh tunes as well, which, as you know, are incredibly Celtic. So I think it's still quite in tying with the show, to be honest. And great. So I'm really looking forward to that. And they sing in Welsh and they do all that kind of stuff. So you can practice your sound. Yo, listen, you think we have a problem speaking Gaelic, Davey? Wait till you tackle the Welsh. That's a new thing.
I would tackle the Welsh. You seen the rugby team?
That's a bit, well, I wouldn't even go near that. Right, so that's it. So that's us, folks. So, listen, thank you very much for the show tonight. It's been great, Davey. Thank you.
And thank you, Peter.
We'll see you next week. And then we'll maybe rattle up some of these tunes that we're going to auction for the charity for next week or the week after. We'll no rush.
I've got 3 so far.
See, then you just wrote them in the show, didn't you?
No, that was last week.
That was last week. See that? So I'll have to put my thinking cap on, but we'll come up with something. Anyway, thank you very much, audience all over the world, and Mr. Craig Baxter and Mr. Davey Hunter. Thank you very much. Good night, folks. See you later.
Thank you,